Uh, Welcome to the March 14th, 2016 meeting of Sarasota County Council of Neighborhood Associations. I'm Kathy Benz, I'm the president. Our meetings now are available as videos. They're created by Pete Tyson, who's videotaping this meeting. And he gives them to me, and usually the next day I'm able to post them onto our website. Our website is here, you'll see it, www.conasarasota.org, and if you'll put a /meetings.nthl, you'll get to our meetings page, and I have an archive of our meetings, I have an archive of the videos, and I also will, after the meeting has been posted, I'll post additional materials on our resource pages, so plow through the website and take a look. There's a lot of people who I'd like to recognize tonight. Our sister organization, CCNA, is represented. Their president's here, Kelly Ulrich. Mary Butler is here representing John McCarthy for SCOPE. And the political field is pretty well represented here. Nora Patterson, who's running for state senate, is here. Liz Alpert, city commissioner, is here. Suzanne Atwell, city commissioner, is here. Eileen Normile, former city commissioner, is here. I think I covered everybody. On Saturday, March 6th, CCNA, I think I have the wrong date here. I'll need your April date.
April 2nd.
Okay. On April 7th, CCNA will hold their, their monthly meeting. They hold their meetings at Walter Fire Station at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And the setup for this coming month is going to be a roundtable where their representatives from all of the neighbor associations talk about their issues. What is it?
Doug Jeffcoat, who is the Director of Public Utilities, and Mitt Tidwell, who is the Director of something like that.
Okay, come on up here a second. Let's let you announce it.
Well,
hello, everyone. So it's April 2nd at the Walter Fire Station, second floor meeting room. And our speakers will be Doug Jeffcoat, who is the city's Director of Public Utilities, and Mitt Tidwell, who is in that same arena, sewer and water and stuff like that. And we also have neighborhood reports, so please come and join us. We have coffee and good discussion.
Thank you. Is there anyone else among our member organizations that wishes to make an announcement? Then I open it up to other people on the floor who have announcements for their organizations. Larry, if you'd come over here and use the microphone, please. This is Larry Grossman.
Thank you. I'm Larry Grossman, and came to, this is my first CONA meeting. I live on Longboat Key, the Manatee County portion of Longboat Key, but I find myself frequently going to Sarasota, City of Sarasota, Sarasota County, and speaking on various issues regarding planning. My background is in city planning. I'm retired, but not active. I am active. And one of the issues that has arisen as I go to the eastern part of the county, and is what's happening out there in terms of what you call sprawl, commercial development, the Benderson University Town Center, which is not a university, not a town, not a center, but it's okay. It's labeled entirely. And particularly concerned is wetlands. And I don't want to take up too much of your time, but as you may know that Minnesota 88 is suing the Sarasota County Board of County Commissioners on an action they took January 26th to grant a rezoning to allow a wetlands which was stipulated for preservation, allowing a Whole Foods and a Wawa gas station to completely obliterate the wetlands and replace it with parking and 48,000 square feet of commercial space. And so I'm asking you if you don't think that Whole Foods should be displacing our wetlands to service all good organic food. We've got the suit on. We need money, and if you want to send it to Minnesota 88 Glen Compton, that would be most appreciated. I don't have the. Well, you can go on.
P.O. Box.
P.O.
1728.
P.O. Box 1728.
Nokomis, Florida.
Nokomis, Florida.
34274.
34274.
Any amount, 5 to 5.
Yes.
Appreciate
Any
it.
amount. And secondly, and we're not quite geared up for this, but there's something we're going to do, and that we're going to initiate a shame campaign against Whole Foods for being hypocrites. And have signs. We're going to do demonstrations, of course on public right-of-way, not on private property, and have a petition just to indicate to Whole Foods that there are a lot of people who shop at Whole Foods that don't appreciate what they're doing. And so that will be coming, and I hope there will be an opportunity to speak before this group again. Thanks.
Thank you very much. That's a segue into my next two announcements. On Monday, April 11, CONA will be presenting a program on the exact same topic. It's called Protected Wetlands in Danger of Development as Parking Lot for Whole Foods. And to identify the property, it's at the corner of Honoré and University Parkway. In May and June, CONA will hold election forums, one of which will be for statewide offices and the other will be for local offices. In May, it'll be for the statewide offices. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce our program. We have microphone issues sometimes. Tonight's program is called Compatible Development Outcome After 15 Years of Wrangling on the Bayou. And it features participants who will discuss the struggle since July 2001 over a development project that finally has turned out well and from which other neighborhoods may draw lessons. They are the people who will be participating: Jennifer Ahern Koch, Joel Friedman, James Bridges, Yvonne Lacey, and Dawn Farr. And I will moderate and participate. I'm an anthropologist, so I'm into participating in the process. But I was a member from the very beginning of the task force that dealt with all of these issues from the very beginning and through, of course, until now. After a panel discussion, Mr. Bridges and Joel will make the presentation of the project that they have planned for this property that we're so delighted about. And we will present a little bit of Q&A after that presentation. I'm going to begin with Jennifer, and she's going to give you some information about the neighborhood struggle from the perspective of Tahiti Park. Now, Whitaker Bayou divides two major neighborhoods on the bayfront of the North Sarasota Bay. Indian Beach Sapphire Shores runs from Manatee County on the bay all the way to Whitaker Bayou. Tahiti Park, when this all began, didn't have a neighborhood association, and Indian Beach Sapphire Shores initially was mentoring them and trying to get them either to join Indian Beach Sapphire Shores or to go off on their own, which eventually they did. And so we're sister organizations that share the common waterway, which is a major waterway for Sarasota Bay. And I'm going to let Jennifer go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you, Kathy, for inviting us. I'm going to ask for all of your patience. My voice, I've been sick the last 2.5 weeks, so if my voice fails, I will ask Paula to take over. My name is Jennifer Ahern Koch, and I've served on the Tahiti Park Neighborhood Association Board since its inception, and I'm currently the president. I also serve on the executive board of the Coalition of City Neighborhoods Associations, CCNA, in addition to being the neighborhood rep to CCNA, and I've served on the City of Sarasota's planning board for 6 years, from 2009 until 2015. I grew up in Sarasota, moved away for about 14 years for college, graduate school, and work, having lived in Paris and New York City, and happily moved back to Sarasota and into the Tahiti Park neighborhood with my husband and young son in 1997, where I minded my own business. Until 2001, when my neighbor Paula, sitting down over here, came to me and asked me if I had heard about the filling in of a neighborhood pond, in our second pond in our neighborhood, in the middle of the night. That was in 2001, and I have been passionately involved in the neighborhood ever since. Welcome to the jungle, that's what we say when you come to Tahiti Park. Next picture. The image on the left I drew, the image on the right is from the city, just to give you an orientation. It's a rough map of our neighborhood. We're just 1 mile directly north of here, and we are bordered on the east by North Tamiami Trail, which on your map is at the bottom. On the south by Whitaker Gateway Park, on the west by Sarasota Bay, and on the north by Whitaker Bayou. There are 53 lots, with homes built as early as 1910 and 1950, and we have a couple of houses under construction now. We're very proud of the lush vegetation and old Florida feel. So we have a pond, and that's a bird, and that's our beautiful pond with ducks. Just to give you a little bit of history, Sarasota's first official residents, the Whitakers, after whom the bayou is named, resided in the Tahiti Park area along the bayou in 1851. Sometime between 1910 and 1920, Mr. Lau built a house on the current Yacht Center property, where he resided for a year and then created a small boatyard, which coexisted more or less quite peacefully within the two neighborhoods on either side of the bayou, IBSSA, Indian Beach Sapphire Shores Association, and Tahiti Park, with the exception of two rather large fires. In 2001, excuse me, the pond, like I mentioned before, there were two ponds. There's the one that you saw, and then there's the one in this picture at the bottom there that is on the Yacht Center property. It was filled in by the developer of the property, not the person who's sitting here tonight, to make room for the first proposed two 40-foot open boat storage racks storing 180 boats. In 2001 and 2002, the neighborhood contacted the Department of Environmental Protection and the Yacht Center received a slap on the wrist and fines for filling in the pond without a permit, and for other environmental hazards, such as the disposing of boat cleaning products in the ground and into the bayou, creating a toxic plume. We also started a neighborhood petition against the proposed boat racks, and we hired an attorney to help us with the Board of Adjustment petition, because we challenged Tim Litchett, who's the city planning official. We challenged his definition of a marina. This went to the Board of Adjustment, where we lost in a tie vote 2-2. A petition was then submitted by one of the Board of Adjustment members to allow the missing Board of Adjustment member to view the meeting and still vote, and that was denied. We had hoped the decision would be a final decision of 3-2 either way, but that was again denied in 2-2, so we lost twice to a tie vote. We organized a fundraiser concert so that we could pay our attorney. In 2003, August, the Yacht Center property was sold and it was purchased by the Giftlers and others. I'm not sure, I can be corrected on that. On October 8th, the Yacht Center submitted, again, a boat storage project. This went to public hearing before the planning board, and Tahiti Park won this hearing 4-1. The Yacht Center then pulled the proposal, so it didn't go forward to a planning hearing before the city commission, and we celebrated for a very short time. Then in 2004, the Yacht Center submitted a new proposal. This was for 2 120-foot condos and 3 65-foot condos with an acreage of 25 units an acre. On January 21st of 2004, in a public hearing before the planning board, the Tahiti Park neighborhood won at 4-1 vote. Then on March 11th, in a planning board hearing before the city commission, the Tahiti Park neighborhood won again a 4-1 vote. Then on March 15th, 2004, at the city commission meeting, a motion was made by a commissioner to call for a revote on the Yacht Center's previous request, and this was denied. I wrote on March 2004 to the city commissioners concerning that request for a revote. We are open to the developers making a reasonable proposition, such as a residential development which blends in with the natural vegetation, environment, and canopy of this old established neighborhood. It is wrong that this neighborhood is being bullied into thinking that a boat storage facility is our only choice. Do we really need to waste any more of the city's time and money on the issue of boat racks? Or do we want to promote residential development along the North Trail? Let us concentrate on that which we want to accomplish and not on that which has already been denied. This property is prime real estate, and I'm confident any imaginative developer can build something neighborhood friendly and profitable. And he's sitting right here. On February 5th, 2007, the Yacht Center then submitted a new project for review in front of the city's Development Review Committee. On February 5th, 2007, the DRC, this is what they reviewed, a proposal for a boat club because a marina wasn't allowed. They went in under a club because clubs were allowed. So a club of 4,000 square feet with an accessory boat storage of 81,000 square feet, a chain restaurant of 5,000 square feet, a hotel of 78,000 square feet, and a gas station of 700 square feet, totaling 441,000 square feet. The Yacht Center would need 2 conditional use permits and 2 site plan approvals from both the Planning Board and the City Commission. This is an excerpt from a letter that I wrote to the commissioners in March 2007. The Yacht Center stated that they are not getting equal hearing on some issues, and that the city's planning department is not working with the developers of the Yacht Center property, that they are making it difficult for them. Frankly, I think they're making it difficult on themselves. My advice to them is to just look at the current code and what is allowed. Height, density, usage, and setbacks, and go from there. Easy. On May 14th, 2008, a public hearing was held before the Planning Board and Tahiti Park lost. On the 18th of August 2008, a public hearing was scheduled to go before the City Commission. It was postponed because of storms. On September 3rd, 2008, a public hearing was held before the City Commission. which turned out to be just part one, as it went the entire meeting time. And then it was continued until September 22nd on 2008, when they finished the public hearing. And it went from 6 p.m. to 11:22 p.m. and Tahiti Park lost a very painful 2-3 vote. That's the end of the timeline that I'm going to go through, even though more events happened between 2008 and present. But I want to end with one letter, quote from a letter that I wrote in 2006. Neighborhood activists are often labeled as being against progress, which is silly. There's no way to stop progress. But progress and development are not the same thing, especially in this context. Progress is betterment and improvement. Development, as applied in our situation, is construction at the cost of the neighborhood. In too many cases, development is haphazard growth, not betterment or improvement. A city can both progress and develop well, but a city that does so is balanced and prepared. Progress can occur without destroying neighborhoods. Developers can and should work hand in hand with neighborhoods and city leaders and planners. Personally, I look forward to the day when this can happen in my own neighborhood. Now that would be progress. And I can very happily say this is the day, because now we are working with Jim Bridges and his team for a project that we support. Thank you.
I'm going to call the panel members up. Mr. Jim Bridges. Joel Friedman. Jennifer, if you can sit here too. And then Don Farr, who is the president of Indian Beach Sapphire Shores, Yvonne Lacey. Yvonne lives on part of the bayou, and I'll be letting her discuss next some of the important issues regarding the environment.
Hi. Jenny, you're a hard act to follow.